Cheers everybody, welcome back to another episode of Smarty Pints. You got Graham
and Alex.
We're from the Homebrew Network, and this is an actual slew of videos that we've kind of pieced together from one giant day of brewing here at Brew and Grow in Rockford, Illinois. So you're going to see this introduction at every single piece of video from this day. And Alex had a class on this particular day that are offered at Brew and Grow. Every single Brew and Grow has their own brewing classes. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we offer a beginner's class where we go through just an extract kit, and then we offer an advanced class, is what you're about to see. It's an all-grain brew, start to finish, and that's what we offered. In this video you're about to see, we were doing a double IPA, and it actually pretty much maxed out the mash tun. You'll see a stuck mash and some other fun stuff. We crammed a little bit over 32 pounds of grain in that mash tun. Graham's texting while we're doing this.
Yeah, it's my wife. You all know you have to text your wife back when they text you, otherwise you'll hear about it. Okay, so anyways, yeah, that mash was filled to the brim.
Mm-hmm. But we got it under control.
We did.
Oh yeah, one thing to mention too, if you like the video and a class is something you'd like to do and you're in the Chicagoland or Wisconsin area, all 8 of our locations, they offer brew classes, $20 for beginner and $30 for advanced. And the beginner's class, when you take it, they offer a 20% off coupon off any brewing supplies you want to buy in the store that day, so it can pay for itself pretty quickly.
Nice. I'm going to sign up for multiple beginner classes. I don't think you can only do it once though, can't you?
I don't know, that might be a loophole.
Oh. So, okay, well, here you go. Here's another snippet. Here's one of the snippets. More to come. Smarty Pints coming at you.
So this is just a single tier 2-pump system. We have our hot liquor tank over here, which is just basically for heating up strike and sparge water. This is the mash tun here with a false bottom of that there. This cool guy is a RIMS tube. RIM stands for Recirculating Infusion Mash System. So there's actually a hot water heating element right here, and you recirculate over that element and back into the top, so this controller supplies or cuts power to that element to maintain your temperature throughout your mash. And then here's just a simple boil kettle. So all you guys coming from extract brewing, pretty much all you guys worry about is this part. All that part over there is for making your extract, basically. But you can control and fine-tune your recipes much better long grain. There are so many different factors that influence the outcome of the beer, like your water-to-grain ratios in the mash, your temperature in the mash. At lower temperatures, more enzymes are active, so you can get more conversion of starches to sugars, which in turn will lead to a drier beer, lighter body. Higher temperatures are going to start to denature some of those enzymes, so there's more residual sugars left over, so a fuller bodied beer. So yeah, you can really fine tune what you're trying to do. Obviously you don't need anything this fancy to start all grain brewing. You can do something as simple as this, just a couple cooler setup. So same basic concept, this is the hot liquor tank, this is the mash tun, and then the boil kettle. The good thing about these is if you add your strike water and mix in your grains, and you hit your mash temperature, just clamp the lid on it, and because it's insulated, it should hold that temperature throughout the entire course of your pour. You might shift a couple degrees depending on how cold the room is you're brewing in or whatever. But you can easily fix that by dumping in some hot water again. So a fairly simple setup like this will yield just as good results. The only downside to a system like this versus one like that is you're pretty much restricted to a single infusion mash. Single infusion mash is just one temperature for the entire duration of the mash, which honestly probably 80% of the beers, even more, that you're going to do are going to just require a single infusion. That's all we're doing today on this. Some beers that might require a step mash would be if you're using a lot of wheat or rye or other adjuncts that aren't as fully modified as some of the barley malts that we have nowadays. So you want to hold them at different temperature rests, like 110 and 120 and 140. There are different enzymes that are activated at different temperature ranges. Once you surpass the temperature range for that enzyme, they denature, and if you drop the temperature back down again, they don't renature, they're toast. So you could benefit by doing a step mash if you want a higher conversion rate. Just slowly ramp your mash up through those different temperature steps, activate as many enzymes as possible, and cleave down as many of those starch chains to simple sugars as possible. But today, most of the grains that you're going to be working with as far as base malts are so well modified, you just hit somewhere between like 148 and 156 for the entire mash and you're pretty solid. Today I'm going to be aiming for a 154 mash temperature, which is pretty much right in the middle. I personally don't go much lower than 148 and much higher than like 155. It is a high gravity beer we're doing today. We're aiming for about a 1080, 1085 starting gravity. This is actually the first high gravity beer I've done on this system, so I'm not exactly sure where we're going to hit. Generally, the higher gravity beer that you try to brew, the lower your efficiency is going to be. So far with this system, my benchmark is about 77%, but today I'm figuring for lower, maybe 70%. We'll see. We'll see how we do. One really important thing about your system is just getting to know it and getting an idea and being able to predict what you're going to hit and what your efficiencies are going to be, because then you can construct your recipes better. You can have a better idea of where you're going to hit, so you can balance out your hops to grain ratio and things like that. The higher the gravity of the beer that you're going to brew, the less of the hop bitterness and flavors and aromatics are going to cut through. Mainly the bitterness ratio is what you're worried about there. So let's say you're figuring that you're going to have like a starting gravity of 1060, but your efficiency is way off and you only have a 1040. If you had that same amount of hops in there, it's going to be a lot bitter, more bitter than you had anticipated. So just getting an idea of being able to predict accurately or somewhat accurately your starting gravities and your efficiencies is really beneficial for constructing recipes.